Hi world, this is Tina from TinaHeals.com, and I'm speaking about Mercury through the 12 signs. And if you have your natal Mercury in Aquarius, then this is your video. So let's understand what we mean by Mercury in astrology, because it's one of the most important energies we have to understand and we have to work through to better express ourselves in the world. And why is that? Because Mercury is all about how we communicate, how we express ourselves, right? And what good is it if we have a million thoughts inside of us, but we can't communicate them to the world? Because in this quantum field, everything is about communication, about sharing ideas, about sharing thoughts and growing with that, right? So, by studying Mercury in your natal chart, you can understand how you will communicate with the world, your powers of communication, and how the world will receive it. And what are your strong points when it comes to your communicative abilities, right? That's what Mercury will tell you. If you study the sign it's in, if you study the house it's in, if you study the aspects it makes, the hard or the soft, then you get a whole gist of who you are as a communicator. So Mercury, which is your communicating body, if we put that through Aquarius, which is the 11th sign of the zodiac, what do we find? I think we find the lone crusader. Okay, because Aquarius is a sign of being unique. Aquarius is a sign of the youth, being individual, and about large communities, about groups, about networks. Okay, so what happens then? Mercury becomes interested in all these ideas and wants to express itself as a leader, as an innovator, because Aquarius is a sign of innovation. Now, there's a lot of dualism in all the air signs, okay? And Aquarius is the last air sign. It's in traditional astrology, it was ruled by Saturn and until Uranus was discovered, and then the rulership of Aquarius was given to Uranus. Okay, now if you know anything about astrology, then you know that these two energies are absolutely diverse. Okay, Saturn is about structures, Aquarius is about breaking those structures. So from this kind of a shitstorm arises this tremendous Aquarian duality that is inherent in anyone with placements in Aquarius. Okay, you have to understand that Aquarius is definitely about the bigger picture. It's about mastery. 11th sign. 11 is the number of mastery. Okay, it's an air sign. It's masculine. It's intellectual. So Mercury here is definitely intellectual and vibing on thoughts and mindscapes that they create. Okay, I mean, off the top of the hat, I just thought of Benedict Cumberbatch in the latest Sherlock Holmes adaptation, and I was just thinking that how he creates all these mind palaces and he just how he goes into them and how he solves a crime. He could have his Mercury in Aquarius with the Scorpio ascendant, maybe, or Mars in Scorpio, something like that. Definitely Pisces in him because he's into a lot of narcotics and just, dissolving away from this realm into the other. But having said that, that mind palace thing, that living in the intellect, living in your mind, is a very Mercury in Aquarius thing, okay? Now, you're definitely unique with your communication style if you have your Mercury in Aquarius, because Aquarius always stands out from the crowd. It's not a part of the crowd, it's always standing apart. It's unique, it's innovative, whether in the if you have a Venus Aquarius, the way you dress, if you have Sun Aquarius, Aquarius ascendant, you are always going to stand apart from the crowd in whatever spectrum you're tuning in. Okay, so with Mercury in Aquarius, the way you communicate, your style of jokes, your style of humor, wit, will be different from your set group. Okay, it's going to be, it may shock people because again Aquarius is all about shock, ruled by Uranus, which is like a thunderbolt that shocks you into spiritual awareness. So you may be taken as blunt or uncouth, or just say some really shocking things that people are like, oh my god, did you just say that? And you're like, hey dude, it's just a joke. But be mindful that everyone cannot always accept all your jokes. So, Mercury in Aquarius, it's important for you to be grounded because you're air, you're like flying all over, you're like, scattered. So, you've got to understand this inherent duality of Aquarius, and you've got to find balance. And if your Mercury is making hard aspects, then yeah, it's anyway, Aquarius is a challenge position for Mercury. Okay, here you want to help people through your communication because Aquarius is again the sign of activism. You're actively engaged in helping the world and healing the world in some way, whether it be through veganism, whether it be through animal activism, or uh, bee activism, whatever it is. You are uh, out there to help the world. And your communication may not be great with one on one, with Mercury in Aquarius. You may not want to sit down and talk to a Mercury in Cancer person because that could drive you nuts, or a Mercury in Leo person who likes all this theatrical outbursts, and you're like, oh my god, I can't deal with that. But you're great in communicating with large groups, and you're great in communicating ideas that are futuristic. Aquarius is the sign of future. So you could be a very future thinking person with Mercury in Aquarius because thought processes, you're just tuned into that spectrum. Reminds me off the top of the bat, it reminds me of Philip K. Dick and the way he would just channel information and write, just the way he wrote about his son and how he had hernia and how he saved his child, and how he wrote about a novel, and a scene of the novel actually came true and it happened to him, and he actually experienced something that he had written. So this is very Mercury in Aquarius, I would say. Definitely has a lot of Mercury 12th house. But Mercury Aquarius 12th house, yeah, I mean stuff like that. Think about that. You definitely will be known to be friendly to large groups of people. You will have a large friend circle with Mercury in Aquarius. If you don't, then you've just not found your right network, because once you discover your network, then your things just open up for you, and you can express your ideas and be quirky and weird, and people will understand that, because that's about a Mercury in Aquarius. You're quirky, you're whimsical, you know your whimsical is a right word for Mercury in Aquarius, and you can have odd tastes when it comes to food, when it comes to the way you dress. You can have odd tastes. Okay, say you have a Mercury in Aquarius in the fourth house, then there may be stuff, the way you communicate with your mother or your family, may be very unique or very different or very disruptive. Again, remember, energies work both ways. Aquarius has a huge disruptive energy. Think of the Tower card, the tower falls by a bolt of lightning. That's the Uranus energy that Aquarius channels. So you can shock, of course, with Mercury in Aquarius. You can be, you can just shock people with your words. So, as with everything, kids, find balance, find the middle path between cold logic and soppy emotions. Come to a midpoint and then experience all sides of it, for that is true growth. Experiencing different sides. And the best part about astrology is it tells you what you already have. and then finding balance from that point becomes easier because you know what you have to deal with, you know what you have to work through. So your challenges become easier. At least that's what happened with me. So I hope you like this video as much as I like making it for you. Don't forget to hit the like, comment, subscribe, share button, and visit my website www.tinaheals.com. Thank you.